Hello everyone, I am Dr. Sonia Sharma, working as an assistant professor in Department of Physiotherapy, Jagannath University, Jaipur. On the behalf of the university, I would welcome you all in this e-learning platform. Today, I am going to give you all a brief idea about the basic anatomy of the skull. I'll be covering which all bones constitute the skull, how many bones are there in the skull, what are the names of those bones, and what are the different views of the skull. Here you can appreciate this is the skull, and we can study the skull in different views. So, for example, anterior view, the superior view, the basal view, the lateral view, and the inferior view. Okay, so today we'll study the skull and the frontal view. This front view is known as the norma frontalis. It consists all the bones, all the features that are present on the frontal aspect of the skull. Right. Now this side view, the view related to the ear, this view is known as norma lateralis. So it is known as norma lateralis. Okay. And when we are going to study the skull from a superior view is known as norma verticalis. So this is the norma frontalis, this is norma lateralis, and this is norma verticalis, because the vertex is in the superior aspect of the skull. So it is known as the norma verticalis. Now from behind, if we can tilt the skull like this behind portion of the skull, or we can say the behind view of the skull, is known as the norma occipitalis, because the occipital bones are present here, so it is known as the norma occipitalis. Now there is one more aspect. If we have to study the skull from the basal aspect, this is known as the base of the skull. Okay, so if we have to study the basal aspect of the skull, and this view is known as the norma basalis. So I am again repeating, this is norma frontalis, this is norma lateralis, this is norma verticalis, and this view is norma occipitalis, and this is the norma basalis. Now coming to this part. Yeah, this part, this complete part, here you can see the margins. You can well appreciate these margins. Okay, so this part is known as vault of the skull. Okay, so when we will detach this part, the inner part will be studied as the inner view of the skull. Now coming to the bones of the skull, there are 22 skull bones. All these bones are joined together, right? They are joined together with each other. They are immovable in nature, means they are fixed, except the mandible bone. This is the mandible bone, also known as the jawbone. So this bone forms a joint with the temporal bone known as temporomandibular joint or the jaw joint. This is the only bone which is mobile in the skull. Now these bones are known as the frontal bone. Okay, so the bone marked in the green aspect here and here, the green aspect, these bones are known as the parietal bone. Right, now just below the parietal bone, in the area of ear, this bone that is marked in the orange color. Right, so orange color, this is the which bone? Temporal bone. So on this side you can also appreciate this is the temporal bone on the lateral aspect, both the side. Now coming to the posterior aspect of the skull, so these bones are the occipital bone. Okay, so these bones are the occipital bone. So frontal bone, parietal bone, temporal bone, and these are the occipital bone. Now let's come to the temporal bone again. So this temporal bone, this whole bone that is marked in the orange color, this bone has two parts. One is the petrous part and second one is the squamous part. The part which is this part is known as the petrous part of the squamous bone, because it is very hard in nature. So this is the petrous part of the temporal bone, and the part that lies anteriorly. So this is the squamous part of the temporal bone. So this is the petrous part, and this is the squamous part of the temporal bone. Now coming to the bones on the anterior aspect. So this is the nasal bone. As we have already discussed about this is the mandible, this is the maxilla, right? These are the zygomatic arch, okay, right? So, and this is the nasal bone, again I am repeating, right? Okay, now coming to the various sutures of the brain. These two bones in infants, okay, these two bones are connected with each other by frontal suture, but this suture with growing after an age gets fused, so it is not visible here, right? So coming next is the suture that is present between the parietal bone and the frontal bone. Okay, so the parietal bone and the frontal bone, it is known as the coronal suture. It is known as the coronal suture because it is in the form of a crown, right? So it is known as the coronal suture. Now coming next is the suture that is present between the parietal bone and the occipital bone. So this is the parietal bone and this is the occipital bone. So this suture, the suture that is present between the parietal bone and the occipital bone, this is known as lambdoid suture, right? Next, the suture that is present between the temporal bone. So where is the temporal bone? Here is the temporal bone, and the parietal bone is known as squamous suture. So coronal suture, lambdoid suture, and this is the suture between the parietal and the temporal bone is the squamous suture. Let us again come to the superior view. Let us revise the sutures again. So this is the coronal suture, and this suture between the two parietal bone is the sagittal sutures, right? And then in the posterior aspect, this is the between the occipital bone and the parietal bone. So this is the lambdoid suture. Now coming to the basic landmarks of the skull. So the basic landmarks are this process is the mastoid process, right? So this is the mastoid process. This one is the external acoustic meatus, because external means outside, acoustic means ear, like okay, meatus means passage, so it is the external acoustic meatus. Coming on the posterior aspect, this is the external occipital protuberance. Since it is present on the outer aspect, right, on the occipital bone, and it is a protuberance. It is something which is elevated. So it is known as external occipital protuberance, right? So external occipital protuberance. Then this comes the mastoid process. This is the external acoustic meatus, right? Now this one is the zygomatic arch. Okay, coming on the posterior aspect, once again there are two lines known as superior nuchal line and inferior nuchal lines. These are mainly meant for the muscle attachments. On the inferior aspect, these two are the occipital condyles. So what are they? These. Now let us discuss the inner aspect of the skull. So let us remove the vault. So here you can appreciate this is the inner aspect of the skull, also known as neurocranium. Okay, so cranial fossa we can say. So this part constitute the anterior cranial fossa, this one constitute the middle cranial fossa, and this one constitute the posterior cranial fossa, right? Now let us name the various bones. So these are the frontal bone on the anterior, on the inner aspect, right? Now the bone that is marked in the red shape, it is a wing shaped bone. If you can appreciate it here, it is in a wing shape. Okay, So this is the sphenoid bone. So the wing shaped bone that is marked in red color is the sphenoid bone. Now just lateral to the sphenoid bone on the either side we have the temporal bone. Okay, and then this is the occipital bone. Okay, occipital bone. Right. So coming next is in the anterior aspect. So this white color portion, this white color bone is known as ethmoidal bone. So the name of the bone is the ethmoidal bone. You can appreciate it here, ethmoidal bone, right? Now next, in the anterior aspect of this bone, here we have superior sagittal sinus. What we have? We have superior sagittal sinus, right? Now after that, this is the ethmoidal bone, as I have already said you. Okay. Now, this elevated portion of the ethmoidal bone, is known as crista galli. What it is known as? Crista galli. So, ethmoidal bone, in the anterior aspect of this is the superior sagittal sinus. This is crista galli. Right? Now, coming to this red part, these are known as the lesser wings of the sphenoid bone. So, lesser wings of the sphenoid bone. Now, this central part is known as the body of the sphenoid bone. What is it known as? Body of the sphenoid bone. Right? Now, these are the anterior clinoid process. These are anterior clinoid process and these are the posterior clinoid process. It is very essential area because the hypothalamus, the pituitary gland all are located here only. Now, coming to the orange part, which bone is this? Which part of the skull is this? This is the temporal bone. So, this is the hard part. This hard part constitutes the petrous part of the temporal bone. Now you can appreciate a foramen here. This is the foramen magnum. Okay, so it is present in the posterior cranial fossa. Okay, in the occipital bone. So this is the foramen magnum. It is the cavity from where the spinal cord descends. Right. So the brain ends and the spinal cord descent. So it is about the basic about the skull.